Hi guys, Wobbly here, and just in case you didn't know, WobblyCaptain is a gamer tag I have had for many years. So once again chaps, welcome to Train Sim World, and we're going to be playing the Long Island Railroad DLC. The game is made by Dovetail Games. And we're going to be playing Kings and Queens, which is just one of many scenarios available in the DLC. First of all, we need to find our train. Where's the train? Which train do we want? I'm already confused here. We can't go up them stairs. I'm sure this isn't the train that's just arrived on this platform. We need to find our train. Right. I think it's on the other platform. This game is also available not only on the PC but for the PlayStation and Xbox. Where's that? That's the train we want. I've come up on the wrong side of the platform. Back down, Wobbles. I've never been on this train station before in my life. Right, it's up here. This is going to be the one. Is it? Where's the train? There's the train. Right, let's get a jog on. Let's run down here. We won't go through the carriages this time like I did in the previous video. We'll go straight up to the engineer's seat. Open and close the door. Well, I hope it's going to get easier from now on. What a job just trying to locate your train. Let's jump in the engineer's seat and we'll set the locomotive up, the M7. There's a lot of shutting and starting up the trains in this DLC. You have to do it a lot. You quickly do learn though. You quickly do learn. That's the brakes charged up. Let's put the headlights on. Load the passengers. And just put the gauge lights on there as well. Right. You have to do this to open the doors. It is very tedious. I'm only going to do this just the once. When we get going, I'm actually going to use the tab on the keyboard to open and close the doors. But for the purpose of the video right at the beginning, we will do it correctly. So we just got to wait for the passengers now to get on board our locomotive, and I'll tell you what we will do. We will put all the alerters on. We'll go professional. Now I'm playing this from an amateur's point of view, a novice's point of view. I am by no means an expert, so I may make quite a lot of mistakes. Now we're putting all the alerter systems on, so there will be a lot of bleeps and bings and all sorts of things going on now as we drive this locomotive. We're going to put all the systems on as we try to learn, you know, the systems and all the signals and everything. So the passengers got on board yet? There they are. Let's lock the doors. Right, I'm going to do it the lazy way. We'll do it with the keyboard. I'm not going to keep jumping in and out the seat to open and close the doors. Right. First destination. 12:35 is that. We've got to be there. Are we going to get there on time? We've got a speed restriction on of approximately 6 miles an hour as we leave the station, I think. So we've got to adhere to approximately 6 miles an hour as we're coming out of this station, if I'm correct. If I am wrong, I apologise because I don't know what I'm doing. But yeah, I'm trying to learn all this. As many of you possibly are. Not everybody's an expert. There is quite a few people who are experts at these train games, know all the signals and everything. Fair play to you, but I don't at the moment. So we've got to adhere to the speed limit. Now if we do break these speed limits, I believe the alerter system will go off, and we've got so long to, we've got to acknowledge the alerter system, and we've got so much time to get the speed down. If we don't, I believe the train shuts down, and we have to reset everything and start again. So those of you who were playing this on PC, did you notice the Steam sale that Dovetail Games recently had on Train Simulator? Wow, there was some huge savings on that, up to 90%. And I got a few pennies together. I smashed my piggy bank, and I purchased 3 or 4 items out of that Steam sale. And I got some mega savings off, and I'm looking forward to playing them. I may do a few videos on them, because there's some real old locomotives and things, and going back in history, and doing some old-fashioned railroading as such. It really is amazing. I really enjoyed what I played so far of them, and I got some big discounts. So always look out for them sales. You save huge, you really do. So we've still got a speed restriction on. Now it is saying 15 miles an hour on the actual dashboard there. But obviously there must have been some signals along the line somewhere, which at the moment I don't quite understand, which give you the restricted speed, probably 10 miles an hour below the actual restricted speed that's actually lit up on the dashboard. So we possibly should be doing 5 miles an hour. I don't know. It's a learning curve. Somebody on the Dovetail forums has actually put a guide up on the signalling systems of this actual Long Island Railroad, and it is quite a good one. I haven't had time to read it yet, and of course, it's a lot to take in, learning all the signals. So the 6 or 5 mile an hour speed limit is now expired. We can now normal speed limit of the normal restricted speed limit, the other one 15 miles an hour. We've got to keep it at 15 miles an hour. See, we're coming up to some signals now. We've got a red and a green, so that may, is that going to expire? What does that mean? Is it a red? The red and the green there. We acknowledge the signal. I just hope there's no reds. I don't want to go through any reds. I don't know what that means. We got a green one and we got a red one. Oh dear. I'm learning all this. Somebody's going to call me an idiot. I don't care. I generally ban them people anyway. We're all the nice. We only want nice people. If you like the video so far, give me a thumbs up, guys. Let's beat the haters. There's too many haters in the world. Let's see if there's more nice people than haters, and smack that like button. The world would be a far better place if there was, not so many haters. We want nice people. The haters will shut the door on them and just get rid of them. Right, speed restrictions are gone. We can go. We obviously it's saying 60 miles an hour on the dashboard, but there still is a speed restriction in force here. Looks around approximately 45 or 50 miles an hour, I think the speed limit is, but we are coming down into another speed restriction, and I've got to get the speed down. We should be doing 30 miles an hour here. Also got to get the speed down, of course, because we're coming into our first destination. which at the moment it looks like we're going to be on time for this one. Now, we haven't got to stop dead on the marker I've got there with the star on, which is telling you how many yards. You want to stop anywhere in the green will give you a good score. You don't have to pinpoint and stop dead on that marker. You know, a couple of yards just in front of it is very good. The brakes are very good on this train, by the way. But you don't want to overshoot the station, because when you open your doors, the passengers will fall out the carriages. So we're going to unlock the doors. Unlock which side was it? The right. That's correct. We do not want to unlock the wrong side of the doors. I wonder if that happens in real life. Loading the passengers. And it's raining. And we're in New York. Look at that. New York, New York. Long Island Railroad. It's 1,000,000 miles away from where I live. Never seen it in my life, except recently on YouTube videos, real life YouTube videos of Long Island Railroad. I had to do a little bit of research. I wanted to have a look at seeing what the real thing was like. Lock the doors, and away we go. 12:40 is it? We've got to be there. We've got approximately 4 minutes to reach the next destination. You see the road down there, there's not a great deal happening on the actual map. Needs bringing to life just a little bit more. It would be a bit better. Cool. I don't know why they don't do that. It must be a performance reason. But there's no traffic moving on that road, there's no pedestrians, there's nothing. Obviously it's to do with performance issues, probably. I don't know. I'm not a computer programmer, so I don't know how difficult or what the problems are. But if the map was alive a bit more down there, it would give you a lot more realistic experience, I suppose. And as I mentioned in my previous video, I think, because I went and researched the real Long Island Railroad, this looks the brand new version. Never touched by a human being, because it just looks so clean compared to the real life version. There was a lot more rubbish and graffiti and things around, and there doesn't seem to be any of that in this game version. It all looks brand new, untouched by a human being. The human race has never been here. I suppose it depends what's most important to you as a player, whether it's how the map looks or how the train looks, how important the train looks. I don't know, maybe they can't do both. Maybe they have to balance it, or, you know, choose one over the other as a game dev or programmer. And we're coming into the station. Are we on time? What time we got to be here? It looks like we're going to be on time for this one. I'll switch that wiper off in a minute. I'm concentrating on just on stopping the train. It's annoying me, that wiper is. I'm using the keyboard, by the way. If those of you who are on the consoles, you probably will be playing on the joypad, so it might be easier to switch the wiper off on the joypad. I'm just trying to figure out which key it is on the keyboard. I know V is to switch it on. There you go, I've slowed it up. I need it on now actually because it's raining in the station. There's a roof there and it's raining in the station. That always seems to be a problem on a lot of these sort of games on Train Sim World. So we're just on time. We are just on time. It's time to load the passengers. So this particular DLC is just commuter. If you like freight, there's no freight in this DLC. Not unless they update it, of course, or they do an add-on for it as such. Currently it is just commuter based railroading, so if you like freight, there's no freight in it at the moment, unless of course they update it. What do you chaps prefer? Do you chaps prefer the freight railroading or commuter railroading? Personally, me, I tend to side more on the freight. But I don't mind the commuting, but I do tend to side more on the freight. I wish they would do more CSX stuff, I really do. I wish they would update the CSX DLC that they've currently got. Not the DLC, the base game, Train Sim World base game, which is the CSX Heavy Haul. I wish they would add some more things in that or something. I do like the CSX freight. Particularly enjoy that one. Now it's saying 60 miles an hour on the train dash there, but I think there's an actual speed restriction in of 45 miles an hour. So the maximum permitted speed on this line is probably obviously 60 miles an hour, but we are only permitted to do, it looks like, 45 miles an hour. Now I don't know the signalling system. There's probably some signals we've gone past which tell you to go, you know, 10 or 15 miles an hour below the normal speed limit. I don't know. It might be I can't think of any other reason. I just don't know. I'm probably like many amateurs, noobs, call us what you want, you professional railroaders, but as an amateur and a novice trying to learn these signals systems, it's quite intense. It can be a bit overwhelming at first. And of course, in the game, you just have the basic tutorial on each train, on each DLC you purchase. And even in the base game as well, for the CSX, you just have the basics where you get in the train and it just teaches you how to start or just, you know, accelerate and stop, and that's it. It doesn't really tell you any of the signals. And obviously, you know, the UK signalling system is different from the American signalling system, and the same for the German or European signalling system probably. Oh, I don't know. I think there is a difference from what I've noticed. But there's no explanation in Train Sim World regarding the signalling. I think there is in Train Simulator. Train Simulator has the Academy, doesn't it? And it does have a lot of stuff in that academy, and you can learn quite a few things. I'm not too sure if it covers the signalling system, I can't remember. But there's nothing like that in Train Sim World. Accelerate, stop and start and open the doors, and that's about it on the tutorials. It's very basic. That's probably why I get a lot of bad comments, because people think the game's broke, but a lot of it is gamers, players who know nothing about railroading, don't know the correct procedures or what to do. I'm the same. It's been a very slow. I'm learning. I'm learning all the time. So our arrival time is 12:47 approximately. So we got just less than a minute. We got approximately a minute to reach our destination now of 1.2 miles. And we've got speed restrictions coming in. To keep the timetable, to keep on time, you really have got to be on the ball with the speed and maintain the speed. Because if you go too fast, your train's just going to shut down, and if you go too slow, you're going to be late. Coming into a 35-mile-an-hour speed restriction. Notice the signals at the top there. I don't know what they mean. Obviously, probably coming into some sort of speed restriction there, telling you the speed restriction. More signals there. Going to have a look at that guide and try to learn these American signals. The alert is going off. Got to get it down to 15 miles an hour. Otherwise, if I hadn't, I think you've got so much time to get it down if you're actually speeding in the restriction, such as that as I was back there. I think you've got so much time. When the alert goes off to actually get the speed down to the correct speed limit. If you don't, I think the train just shuts down. Of course, I could be wrong, I'm no expert. I just know from sort of past experience when I've been learning, where I've been over speeding and I haven't slowed down quick enough, the train has just shut down and stopped and I've had to restart it all. 12:47, we're just, what we on? Are we on 12:48 there? Lost a bit of time. Unlock the doors, load and unload the passengers. Obviously we would have to turn around because I think the controls to the right hand side are behind the driver's seat for the doors. So I'm just using the keyboard to open the doors. I'm being lazy. To do it properly and sim-like, you would have to get out your seat or just turn around and operate the doors from behind you. And obviously, for the ones on the left-hand side, you would have to get out your seat and go over to the left-hand side of the locomotive and use the door controls on the panel. But I'm just being lazy. I'm just what's happening here? Shut down the cab. Is that it? Is that scenario over? It's not over, is it already? We've got to shut down the cab. Right. Shut it all down. All the lights, everything off. Right, what's gone wrong here? What have I done? Done something wrong? Is it something to do with the lights? Not too sure what I'm doing. This is the first time I've done this scenario. We got to get out. Don't know what to do. We got to go across. No, it's something. No, it's something in the cab I haven't done. Now, only a noob would do this. What haven't we done? What haven't we done? Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. The later system up there. Have we got to do something to that? No. I can see the icon pointing up there, but I've done the lights, haven't I? I've done the lights. What? Cab lights, headlights, marker lights. Is it the marker lights? Marker lights are off. Or do they have to be on? Oh, that's... Let's have a go through this. Have we done something wrong down here? Don't think we have. What the heck have we done wrong? The icon's pointing up there. So it's nothing down here. The icon is pointing to the marker lights, which are off. Maybe they've got to be on. Maybe we've actually got to put the marker lights on. I don't know. Let's just go through this. Blah, 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 blah. All this is... Well, all this is right, isn't it? This is your inexperience now showing, because we don't really know what to do. All the lights are off, including the marker lights. Got a funny feeling we've got to put the marker lights on. Or just... No, this is alright. That's alright. Obviously it's got to be here where this icon is. Marker lights. Let's just switch them on. Nay, it was the marker lights. Dear, oh dear. Head over to the other train. Other side of the train. Head over to the other end of the train. Oh, just stumped me, that did then. I thought, well, the marker lights are off. All the lights are off. What's going on? It probably did say in the writing what to do and the instructions, but I just missed it. Oh dear. See, I'm not an expert. I'm going to get loads of nasty comments now for that. Generally do. The gaming community is such a toxic community. Some of you players out there, you're just so harsh. And then you obviously get the trolls. You know, occasionally they come out from underneath the little bridges that they live under, or stones, and they come and they leave you comments, you know. I generally ban them. Right, let's try again. That has thrown us late now. Oh no. We've got to set up the train now at the other end. Now I know next time. I know. I've just learnt something there. I know. I say I'm learning all the time. I'm learning all the time. Marker lights. Dear oh dear. It was so simple and I just couldn't click it. I think what threw me is I either misread the instructions, because I thought the instructions back there had told me to shut everything down. I didn't see shut everything down and put the marker lights on. Now a rail expert probably knows that. Now I either misread that or it didn't tell me. But nevertheless, we got there in the end. I just didn't, you know, I just didn't see it. I could have swore it said shut all the train down, and I thought that was it. I didn't notice shut all the train down and put the marker lights on. I didn't notice that bit. I must have misread it. It may not have been in there, but anyway, it threw me. We got there in the end, but unfortunately my passengers are now going to be very, very angry because we're running late because the train driver didn't know how to operate the train correctly. Right. Onwards, chaps, onwards. Well, I hope nobody on board this train has got a urgent an appointment or they're on their way to work, because we are running late. There's no way, I don't think I'm going to make up the time to keep on schedule now after that blunder back there. We're now 2 minutes late at the moment. No doubt that's going to increase. If you're thinking of buying this DLC, if you're a rail enthusiast, it does have service jobs which run 24 hours of the clock. So you've got 24-hour service routes or routes, whichever you wish to call them. Of course, as usual, you can do them in spring, winter, autumn and summer. Give them a little blast of the horn there, let them know that we are arriving, if not a little late. Of course, to get the best out of all these train simulator and train sim world and the scenarios and things, you do really have to take the time to try and learn the systems and signals, the alerter systems. It's all a little bit overwhelming at first, but if you take the time and learn the systems, you know, it does make all the difference playing the game. But like I say, it's a little bit overwhelming for newcomers. I'm still learning. I was a casual player on Train Simulator. I was always a casual player. But Train Sim World came out and I brought the CSX Heavy Haul Train Sim World. I purchased that, and ever since then I've grown really to like the train simulator type games a lot more. I find myself going back and playing Train Simulator a lot. Of course, there's a lot of DLC I would like for Train Simulator, but you know, to buy the whole lot, there must be about £2,000 worth of DLC on Train Simulator. And that's way out of my gaming budget. I only just managed to rack up a few pennies in the sale. I will have to wait for future sales to purchase some more. And those of you fishing, the fishing game, Dovetail Games recently released one with Fishing Sim World. I enjoy that. I enjoy Fishing Sim World. Well, I will be playing more of that, and Lake Williams has come out, of course. I haven't got that yet. The reason I haven't got that is obviously I haven't purchased it, And I spent my gaming budget for this month in the sale for Train Simulator. But as soon as I get Lake Williams, I'll be up and doing a little bit of fishing on it, as well as other lakes on Fishing Sim World. I'm enjoying my fishing at the moment. Enjoying my train games as well. So I think this is the final destination of this scenario, and it will be job over, end of the day. I wonder what a real shift is like on this railroad. I wonder how long the shifts are as an engineer, as a driver, on working for this company out here. I don't know. Maybe somebody knows. If you do, let me know in the comments section below. And if you can like the video, can we beat the haters? Can we get more likes than hates? If you watched the video to here, please, please, please smack the like button. Let's see if we can beat the haters. There's too many haters out there in the world. Let's see if we can make the gaming community a better place. See if we can make the world a better place. Smack that like button. Now I've played this scenario today as just, I'd say I'm a novice from a novice's point of view. So just bear that in mind if you are an expert rail fan. There's a lot of novices out there. Be nice to the novices, because it's the novice rail fans coming up and playing these games that are going to make these games better, because you know you need to bring obviously new people in to play these games. By doing that, you know, people are going to be buying the games, buying the products, and if people are buying the products, then the games hopefully are going to get better. So I played it, you know, I probably made quite a few mistakes today, but I'm learning as I go along, slowly. It's so very tempting right now to hit the accelerator and smash into the wall. Who's done that? Let me know in the comments below. I'm not going to do it. I don't want to fail. I've been here now playing this scenario for nearly, what, 50 minutes. This scenario. I don't want to mess it up at the end by driving in the wall there. So my big mistake, my big mistake was not switching the marker lights on. That lost me some time. That threw the schedule off time. But lesson learned. I learned a lesson there. So the passengers should be getting off. I can't see any passengers. I think this is the end now. We'll see how well I did. I'm not too sure if we go shut all the train down. Objective complete. Well done for completing the duty. Secure the train and head over to the main. What did it say? Head over to where? Well, we'll sort that out in a minute. I missed that. I wasn't paying attention. Right, marker lights. Let's switch everything off. Did we leave them on or did we switch them off? We'll switch them off. No, we'll put them on. There you go. See how the icon went off there? Marker lights on. We'll leave them marker lights on. We're not going to make that mistake again. We'll get this right in a minute. That should be it. Right, we're just going to leave the train. Tempting to go out that door, but we won't. We'll go out the proper way. And we'll see how well we did. 1 of 30, what was that? 1 of 30 maps added or something. That must have been a collectible. This should give me the score. Objective complete. Locate. There we go. I was late twice. Oh, that's not too bad considering, I suppose, that big mistake I made. I lost a lot of time with them marker lights. So I suppose that's not too bad. I will do better next time because I learned from my mistakes. Bear in mind, guys, I played that from an amateur, a novice's point of view. I'm not an expert on the train simulators. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to smack that like button and say hello in the comment section below. And yeah, I'll see you all again real soon in another video. Thanks for watching, chaps.